All right, let's get started with today's topic, which is a very interesting one and one that's been researched since for centuries, by philosophers, religious leaders, as well as psychologists, and it's about happiness. So, if we go back all the way to Aristotle, he describes happiness as something of an activity and not an emotion, and sort of the ultimate goal of humans. We talk about religions. Many religions describe happiness as your natural state of being. Some religions intrinsically connected to morals and ethics and rules of society. When we, in recent times, we talk about psychology. So, for example, Maslow, and he talks about his hierarchy of needs, if you remember that from your class in school or college, which is that once you've sort of reached the top of the pyramid of, all your needs are fulfilled, whether it's physical, psychological, emotional, and then something euphoric or extraordinary or out of the ordinary happens, that is called happiness. But Akanksha, what about modern psychology? How does that describe happiness?
Right. So psychology defines happiness as an emotional state that is characterized by joy, satisfaction, fulfillment, and contentment. We all experience positive and negative emotions. Happy people experience more positive emotions as compared to negative emotions. They are satisfied with the different areas of their life, like work and relationship. So, in other words, they like the life that they're living, and they feel that the conditions of their life are good. They're able to foster positive and healthy relationships, and they're able to practice self-care and experience gratitude. Now, I want to share the research of Dr. Martin Seligman, who is the leader of positive psychology. And he talks about how we can foster happiness and how we can be happier in our lives. So the first thing he talks about is fostering positive experience, positive emotions. Now, these include emotions like joy, excitement, love, compassion, optimism, gratitude, amusement, pride, all of these emotions. Now, fostering these emotions, increasing these emotions helps us to increase our physical, psychological, and intellectual resources that enable us to deal with challenges in our life, to deal with diversity in our lives. It makes us much more resilient, and it helps us flourish overall. Now, there are various ways various things we can do to engage in these, to increase these positive emotions. You can spend time with your loved ones. You can even listen to inspiring and uplifting music. You can engage in creative activities and hobbies that you enjoy doing. You can also, one of the ways that a lot of people inculcate positive emotions is by practicing gratitude. The second thing he talked about is practicing mindfulness. Now, we have been talking about mindfulness for a long time on this channel, but it really helps you to live in the present moment. And happiness is inculcating joy moment by moment, right? And focusing our attention wholeheartedly on the task that we're engaging in. Now, this has a host of benefits, like we talk about over here, but one of them is happiness. And research shows us that we use our strengths to deal with daily activities in new and creative ways. It not only helps us to be engaged, but it also increases the happiness, decreases our depression. So there are various ways in which you can practice mindfulness. You can spend time with nature and observe the things around you. You can immerse yourself in activities that you enjoy. You can identify what your strengths are and do activities that you're good at. So all of these help you to be much more engaged with what you're doing. Next he talked about cultivating cultivating healthy relationships. Now, human beings are social creatures, and as we grow older, healthy relationships become much more and more important. There was a research done by Robert Waldinger at Harvard University, and it's the longest research on happiness.
Mm.
And what he found is that social connection, relationships, are a significant predictor of health and happiness. And more interestingly, the quality of your relationships predict your health and happiness. What this means is that if you're in a loving, supportive relationship where you're valued, your happiness you're going to increase your happiness factor.
Yeah.
So quantity doesn't matter so much, quality matters a lot more.
Mm.
So there are various ways in which you can cultivate healthy relationships. You can develop meaningful friendships. You can get in touch with people who you lost contact with over the years. You can join a class or a group that you're interested in. And you can also ask people questions to get to know them better and have a deeper understanding of what they are and what they like.
Yeah.
Another thing he spoke about is finding purpose. Now, having a purpose in life helps us to find meaning, and it helps us to focus on what is important in our life, especially when we're facing challenging situations and we're facing adversity. Our purpose in life has different meaning for different people. Some people find it in their profession, other people find it in spirituality or volunteering in communal activities. So there are various ways in which you can find your meaning and purpose in life. You can spend time with people you love. You can get involved in a cause that you believe in. You can help others in your community. So all of these help you to kind of zone in on your meaning and purpose in life. And lastly, he spoke about a sense of accomplishment. Now, fostering a sense of accomplishment is the result of working towards and achieving your goals, mastering an endeavor, and basically being self-motivated enough to accomplish what you set out to accomplish. So this helps us to build our perseverance, and it helps us to be passionate about achieving our goals. Now, there are various ways, again, you can accomplish a sense of achievement or accomplishment in your life. You can set goals that are SMART, S-M-A-R-T, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. You can reflect back on your past successes, and you can also celebrate any achievements that you have in more creative ways. So, of course, apart from this, practicing good sleep hygiene, eating nutritious meals, and engaging in physical activities all help you to increase your happiness and your health. So on that note, Kanchi, can you tell us some of the myths that are related to happiness?
Yeah, I would say the number one myth is that you have to be happy all the time. Nobody's happy all the time. And even sort of quote, happy people are not in that euphoric, joyous state all the time. So take that pressure off of you, especially if you're going through a hard time, especially if you're going through a challenging period. You know, your goal should not be to just always be in this euphoric state of happiness and joy. It could be about, you know, being in a neutral state, and that's okay too. So just be aware of what you're feeling, and you know, try to sort of improve on that. Then just aim for, you know, if you're feeling like you're a 1, don't aim for a 10. It's okay to aim for the 3 or a 4 or a 5. And secondly, it's about cultivating small moments of joy on a daily basis, like you said earlier, Akanksha, which is day by day, take it moment by moment. Focus on these small joys, whether that's making your favorite cup of tea or coffee, talking to a friend, taking a long walk, or, you know, cuddling with your pet. So it's about that. And then it's about this idea that once I achieve a certain goal or reach a particular destination, then I'll be happy, which is, I think, one of the biggest myths. And it's most cliched. I think we've all heard it over and over again, that it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So it's like, okay, when I reach a particular, once I earn certain amount of money, I'll be happy, or once I get that job, I'll be happy, or when I'm in a relationship or I find the right partner, I'll be happy. Having said that, nobody's telling you to be in, these toxic environments if that doesn't, if that doesn't resonate with you. And the next part is the last myth I think we should bust, is that nobody else is responsible for your happiness. You are responsible for your happiness ultimately, and you shouldn't put that pressure on other people as well to make you happy. It doesn't mean that they can get away with any kind of behavior. No, that's not what we are saying. But ultimately, your happiness depends on you. Right? Anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I want to talk about, there's some very interesting research about mindfulness and happiness. So there's a Harvard researcher called Matt Killingworth, and he's done a very interesting study where he created an app, and it was done over time with thousands of participants. And he would ask, the participants would have to go to the app during various times of the day and feed in their emotional state, as well as the activity that they were doing. So there was some very interesting results of this research, and he found that when we are present with the moment, when we are being mindful, we are the happiest. And when our mind is wandering is when we are the least happy. So happiness is not related to what people are doing, but it is more related to whether you're paying attention to what you're doing and whether you're engaged with what you're doing. There are similar researches throughout psychology. There's Dr. Gent Mihaly, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who has been studying happiness since the 1960s, and his research has similar results. So happiness not only helps us to develop more positive emotions, but it helps us to slow down and appreciate the various aspects of our experiences. So when we are accepting our thoughts and our emotions without judgment, we seem to be much happier. So it seems that letting go of control and letting go of criticism helps us to become much more happier when it's related to our thoughts and emotions.
Yeah, that's true. So, it's like an overall sense of well-being versus, one sort of being always in this euphoric stage. So on that note, what have you heard about happiness? Any myths, any that you want us to bust, or do you have any questions that we can answer? Let us know in the comments. And on that note, have a wonderful new year. Don't go chasing happiness, but instead cultivate small moments of joy. And, wish you all the best, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Happy New Year. Bye.